Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Thought I would take a bit of time now that Fusion's been out for almost a month to make a couple of quick videos talking about Fusion. So I'm probably going to do this one in two parts. The first one is going to be more beginner, basically just how Fusion works, how it functions, what the new workers do, um, benefits of Fusion, how it changes the game a little bit, just vaguely. And then in part two, we're going to go into specifics of what this actually changes in game. So the shifts to market that we've been seeing, the effect on late game players, how I feel like this is going to change the meta pretty drastically, especially for those who are nearing max energy. What I think that this does in terms of like long-term gameplay in the game of adding usefulness to a bunch of different items in the game, and what I think of Fusion as a whole. So the first one, this one is going to be pretty basic, and the next one is going to be some more in-depth stuff for what it's actually doing in game and what I think it'll do long term. So let's chat. Obviously, there's two brand new workers that came out December the 1st of 2020. And so let's go take a look at those two workers now. So it's the two dragons. Obviously, there's Sundra and Mundra. This is Sundra, who you get for free, and Mundra is obviously the paid worker. For Sandra, basically with the free worker, you are able to fuse items at any time. So you can combine, let's say, 5 or 4 normal night solarates and turn it into 1 green. So what's actually really, really cool about this is that often there is a requirement of, let's say, a green boot for a blueprint, but getting those from markets is sometimes really difficult. So now you can just create the one that you want, which is really, really nice. If you want to create yourself more rare gear, if you have 5 of one, like 5 green items, you can combine that and then create, let's say, a blue item instead from that, right? And so you can essentially create or fuse a more rare version of a piece of gear. So essentially, if you combined enough items and did it enough times, you could create your own legendary gear without having to buy it from market, which is really cool. Obviously, it takes a long time and it's going to be a bit of a grind, but it's possible. And so that's really cool. You're able to do that at any time and all the way up until legendary. Obviously, legendary is only 50% chance of success, but you can make it if you want to. So that's really cool. You're able to do that at any time. And then also with the free worker, once per month during a full moon. So basically, it's going to be a 24-hour period when the full moon is sitting in a day. It's just going to be from piggy bank to piggy bank type thing. So it'll run for 24 hours. Everyone will have the same time frame. During those 24 hours, you're going to have access to full moon recipes. So this is full moon recipes and this is full moon recipes. Basically, during those 24 hours, even as a free-to-play player, you're going to be able to craft any of these full moon recipes that you obviously have the items and the levels to do. And so that includes any of the items, any of the chests, any of the components, ascension shards, like whatever you want to make, you can do once a month with the free worker. This actually creates so much more flexibility in game, where before the only way that you're able to get a chest is by questing. There's no other way to make chests. The only way you're able to get components is by completing a quest or opening a chest. That's the only way that that's going to work. But now that this is in the game, it's really cool because you can convert 1 key into 5 chests. So it completely changes what the market was looking like for chests, because now if you complete a quest, you can then get 5 chests from it instead of a key if you want to. And because some of these have been selling for max gold for a long time, you could sell that for 5 million gold type of thing instead of just having 1 key. And so with that, the chest market, as we're seeing, is slowly changing, and the prices for the lower level chests are becoming more and more reasonable, which is really, really nice and a nice change to the scenery of the game anyway. Also, if you're running low on components, and as we've seen, the market a couple months ago was insane, super expensive. A lot of them were max price the majority of the time. And now we're seeing that component prices are dropping and crafting is actually becoming a lot more profitable because you're able to make components for yourself and it's not only questing, which is really nice, adds flexibility for all players to be able to get components in a different way and not have to pay max price all of the time. So that's really, really nice. So let's talk about the second worker and what that looks like. So second worker is Mundra. So let's go to Mundra. Her blueprints, you're able to craft all 3 different types of moonstones, which is really nice. You don't have to wait for quests or buy those from market. You can make them yourself. They are very profitable crafts at the moment. If you go here, I've been doing greater moonstone, but you can also do, all 3 different types of moonstones, and it is actually very profitable to me to be making these. And with the ascensions, actually, it's really solid. Removes all the tier 3, and it's a really good option for herbs if you want to do that instead of runestones. I don't know which one's more profitable right now, but it adds the ability to make these, as well as there's exclusive blueprints with Mundra as well that you can only craft when you have that worker. So these are the ones with the element or the spirit already on them. So this adds 5% attack and 5% defense against bosses. Also, when you have Mundra, you don't have to wait for the full moon to make the recipes. At any time, you can make full moon recipes, which means that you can be making, I could be transferring these 3,500 research scrolls at any time into research or into shards. So I have 700 shards worth of research scrolls here, which is awesome. It adds a lot of flexibility in terms of end game items that used to be completely useless, like research scrolls where you have 5,000 of them sitting there and there's nothing that you can do, and all of a sudden that item is now useful again. We're going to talk a lot more in depth later on about, or like in the next video, about what I think this changes. But anyway, you can make any of these things at any time. One of the things, and I'm just going to mention this quick, we're going to talk about it more in depth, is that often when you have max energy, you're nearing endgame, and it's a lot more profitable just to be selling items in shop with max energy rather than crafting. Instead of you having no crafting slots going at any time, which is obviously not great, it's not profitable, you can now have all of your crafting slots going at all times to be fusing items. So there's a few really profitable things that you can be doing when you have the paid worker all of the time to still be making money. So components are now getting a lot cheaper, so it's definitely not as good as it was before, but even these chiseled runestones still are incredibly profitable. These flawed runestones are really cheap, and you can make 3 chiseled with 9. Components can be really profitable as well, and there's a few items that I think are going to be really profitable to be fusing as well. But it's really cool because it adds a lot more to the end of the game, where when you're not using your crafting slots for anything, now you can be using your crafting slots for things and still be making money, which is really, really nice. So that's just a super basic overview of fusion, the 2 workers, and what that looks like. And next time we're going to talk more in depth about what I feel like the meta is going to be and what's changing in game, especially in terms of markets. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later in the week with that other video. Hope you guys have a wonderful, or had a wonderful Christmas, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace out.